what? We're celebrating Women's History Month. We're here, of course, with Claire Bound for another Power Woman segment. Claire, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Of course. And now I know this Women's History Month, it's all about those who tell our stories.
Yes, that is the theme this year.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about, what is the history of that?
Well, the theme is, like you said, women telling our stories. And so I think it's very apropos that we talk about women in media, because the women in media are those that have told our stories. And we discuss women having a voice, and celebrating those who tell our stories is so needed, because they are the ones who give us a voice to those that have not been heard. And we often think of the media as those in front of the camera or the microphone. And there are so many more people that make up the media space, and you know that all too well, Catherine.
Yes.
And the first woman in media was Elizabeth Timothy as the publisher of the South Carolina Gazette in 1739. Wow. And then women started after that becoming journalists who wrote advice columns, then eventually became not only the face and the voice of media, but they now own media companies and even studios, which is amazing and fascinating to me.
And I think on that same line, women have obviously made great strides throughout history. You just mentioned a couple of points there over history, but what are we looking at today?
Right, and today it's so different. I mean, it's changed and grown, and it's so great to look back and fascinating. We won't be equal anywhere until we are equal everywhere. And many of us think that a woman in media who changed the trajectory during our generation, we may think of Barbara Walters and Oprah Winfrey, yet we still only have 28% of news directors are women. 39% of radio voices are only women. 21% of the top podcasts in our country are women. And women only make up 41% of the print media jobs in our country. So it's really kind of surprising when we talk about the strides that we've made and everything like that, but the numbers really tell a story, and it's really kind of surprising where we are.
It is. And so, why is it so important then to have women in these positions and, women telling the stories of other women?
Right. And we've heard so much about diversity and inclusion, and we hear that a lot with corporate America right now, but by having women in all these different positions within media, it gives us more fair and balanced news, as it does by incorporating all diversity. Women have a different perspective. We're typically more personal and nurturing, and this influences how we approach interviews and the news. None of this will occur without the influence and power of men. When confident and powerful men recognize the need for voices to match the viewer, then change occurs. And we see that, especially here at KRRK. I mean, having a Power Women segment, obviously that's a reflection of the leadership here, and I've always felt supported.
Absolutely. Of course, we love having our Power Women segment on Mondays,
so much,
especially on the 4 o'clock. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Well, Claire, thank you for another good Power Women segment.
Oh, thank you.
And hopefully that empowered you as much as it empowered us here in the studio. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere.